Welcome, friends. Today we are doing another live stream. Nice. Bollocks. Oh, I'm going to try and go easy on the water today because I made myself ill with it the other day. Hello, Andy. How are you? Pradeep, what is happening? I hope you are well. Hello, Fragrance Profile. What is happening? Andy, thank you. I appreciate it. Andy says I do the best live streams. I agree. Cheers, Fragrance Profile. I'm glad you like my taste. I think I've watched a couple of your videos, actually. You haven't made any for 6 months, though. You know, you should. They were very short when you did them. Hello, Micah. Duck and Ram best streams. Ram Duck. Ram Duck. Oh yeah. Hello, Pat Lester. Hello. Love hearing my voice. Well, I'm glad you like the sound of my voice. There is plenty more where that came from, I can tell you. I have a big, loud voice. I'm just grabbing a bottle of water, not perfume, for once. I don't drop bottles of water, touch wood. I don't drop bottles of water like I drop bottles of perfume. Hello, Stephs. You are wearing Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. Givenchy Cologne, only Givenchy I've got. Not really a fan of Givenchy. I've got Givenchy Gentleman, the original, and it's a vintage bottle as well. It's very particular. I love it, really. It's patchouli with this kind of civety, honey, pissy sort of thing going on. Quite nice. Lisa Baker. Lisa E. Baker. Welcome. Hello, Auckland. How are you? How's New Zealand? Evening, MJ. Scent of the day is Oud Aqualaria by Oman Luxury, which is literally promise, and it's also made by Ropion. How is the Modern Gentleman in comparison? Not that bad, actually. Not that bad. They did a reformulation, which I bought, and I quite enjoyed it, but I ended up giving it to Richie G because I was just wearing the vintage instead, you know? It's just wearing the vintage instead, so there wasn't much point in keeping the new one. I imagine Richie G likes it. He wears it, you know? I hope he wears it and likes it. It's just, the light is just catching on that G perfectly to light it up yellow. How strange. I like big butts and cannot lie, says Stuffs. Well, you can't not lie, so that means you do lie. The old lady did it again, worse than last time, bless her. YSL, why La Parfum, sickeningly sweet shower gel. I'll give it to my son when he's in HS. That's right, Micah. Bless her. Musk Ravageur today, says Saab. Yes, please tell us your scent of the day when you pop in, if that's alright. Just received Burberry for Men ADT with the cap on the left. Nice. Hello, Michael John. Little chilly this morning, says Lisa. I'm thinking something warm, but not too cloying for the office. Maybe L'Occitane Amber. I've got that. I've actually got a bottle of that. I've got like the oval-shaped kind of, but it's not an oval. What is it? It's like got this. It's a bit like a Coke bottle. A bit like a Coke bottle. It's going to be a bit of a pig for us to get it out. Give us 2 seconds. If you hear a rustling noise, it's just me. There it is. Sorry about that, I'm just throwing you about. There we are. Here's Amber by L'Occitane. Good perfume. I thought I could wear this in the spring or the summer, but the spray is shite. Good grief. The spray is woeful. Good perfume though. It's like a powdery vanilla type amber. Very unusual. Fresh. It's good. It really is very good. Pop Ephemeral's wearing Fathom 5. Scent of the evening is Eau de Narcisse Blue. I'm a bit tempted to purchase Uncut Gem. Oh God, Michael, better you than me, mate. Anyone tried Bella Respiro from Les Exclusives? Yes, people have, I'm sure. Pradeep is wearing Rose de Jamal. New Amouage coming out on the 1st of July. I believe it's going to be called King Blue. Oh, yeah. That's going to be double shite, isn't it? That's a nice looking bottle. It is a nice looking bottle. Do you still store all your winter autumn frags during spring and summer? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I rotate them. I think it's the best way, frankly. I think it's definitely the best way because a bit of self-denial is good. It makes you look forward to wearing your autumn and winter fragrances, and you actually get through more of your perfumes. Like you actually get to wear more different perfumes, you know. When you've got them all in one place, then you excuse me whilst I hydrate. When you've got them all in one place, you tend to leave stuff alone for long periods of time without wearing it. This way, I get to rotate through stuff and give stuff a proper wear. Get to know things really well. L'Occitane Amber. I like it. Right roll bottles, says Steph's. Throwback duck. I like that. I might start doing that, says Fragrance Profile. Try it. Try it for a year. See how you find it, you know? It's interesting. Abington Weight looks interesting. Could be more femme, I think. Iris, Magnolia and Musk. That doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. I'm not going to lie to you. I find that a little bit frightening. Especially when it comes from Jean-Claude Eleanor. I think that's going to be... It's not going to be as bad as Uncut Gem. Because that's shite. But... Oh, the condensation coming off this bottle of water. Yikes. Oh, it's all over my leg. Fuck off. It's not. I'm a bit skeptical of the brand of Frederick Malle these days, if I'm being honest with you. Is that ribbed bottle? Is that ribbed Guerlain vetiver bottle that much different than the Listerine? Is it that much different? It's not. It's not so different that you should pay an extortionate premium, but if you can get it at a good price, it's the one I prefer. Put it like that. Is it by far and away better? No, but I do prefer it. I think it's probably my favourite one. It's got a slight dryness, and the grapefruit at the top's really nice. You know, I've got it here. Do not drop. Do not drop. There it is. There's just more of it. Oh, I'm gonna wear this tomorrow, I think. Today, it was a bad day here today. It's been raining, it's been pouring. I was a little bit unwell earlier. I wore Beau de Jour by Tom Ford, of course. It's fantastic. It's a great perfume, that. You know what I mean? It's a fab perfume. That's okay, Pulp Ephemeral. I was sick a couple of times, but apart from that, I've been okay. Like, I'm all right enough to come back and do a stream. I was just thinking, ugh, I don't want to be sat doing nothing for a couple of hours, and I couldn't be bothered to play on the PlayStation. I've been meaning to set the PlayStation up for a fucking week now, and I just can't be bothered, like, you know? Excuse me. Whilst I take a drink. Just listen to the Eugene and Duck interview conversation. You guys were great. Thank you very much. Antonio says the old one is just deeper and richer. Richer and deeper. If Anton was alone, I would have asked how he would do a fragrance for Frederick Malt, says Pradeep. I wish you'd asked that. I might have asked him. I might have said, how would you do a fragrance for a house like Frederick Mall? Excuse me. I could have said to him, are there any other brands you would like to work for? You know? Not trying to steal them away or anything like that, but are there any brands you would like to make a perfume for? Famously, Pierre Bourdon always wanted to make a fragrance for Dior. And he finally got the chance. And I think that I'd be interested to know if other perfumers felt like that. Do you think it would be a very good idea to have people on to be interviewed on this channel, on my channel? I like interviewing with Eugene. You know? I like interviewing with Eugene. It's good. I enjoy it. It's a great experience because I take like I don't take a back seat. I just like Eugene. It's on Eugene's channel. Eugene's good at leading the conversation, and then I just like pick stuff to say this, that, and the other. You know. I can click with both hands most of the time. Those bottles that pop up every now and then, all the pricing is up. I picked mine up really good prices, like 60 quid. I can still get Listerine bottles of Guerlain Vetiver for £30. Like, I know someone who's got loads of them. Loads of them. A mighty amount. Sorry, you weren't feeling well. Cheers, Pulp Ephemeral. Wearing Adidas 1895, 1985. Nice. Apparently that's really good. Nice one. Justin slept on fragrances. Mike Duck, I got a PS5. What games do you play? Very interested. Do you know, I still play Skyrim. I think you can play that game all the time and not get bored. There's so much shit you can do. You can play it in so many different ways. I've only got a PlayStation 4. I play Red Dead Redemption most of the time. I've got the Ghost of Tsushima. I've got quite a few different games, actually. I've just got God of War, the first one, so I'm going to play that. I like to wait for a couple of years as well, you know, before I play a game. I don't like getting them brand new. I got the Gran Turismo package as well. It's got loads of them on. So I'm pretty happy about that too. I have a bottle. Which version do you have in terms of distribution, says Mike? Of what, mate? Adidas 1985. Sorry, I've got a bit of a dry throat, like. Excuse me. I've got a dry throat, and I do not know why. Good evening, Juro. Yes, I have a bottle. Which version do you have in terms of distribution, says Micah? Of the same good stuff. Says Cologne, not EDT. It has like 3 distributors. Duck, what does? What you talking about, Micah? I've lost you. If Creed wanted to come back the right way, they should have Antoine being in the house, in-house perfumer. He can do what he pleased. Possibly, maybe. What would they try and charge? Do you want to be associated with a brand like Creed? You know? If you're Antoine Lee, do you need to put your name to that? I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he would love nothing more. I'm not Antoine Lee. Margot Morelli, welcome to you. How are you? I believe it is the first time I have seen you. I hope you are well. Welcome to my stream. Damn, Duck, we need a gaming stream. Maybe not. I quite like to just mission around, you know what I mean? I literally, like, on Red Dead Redemption, there's nothing I love more than just riding me horse around, shooting birds out the sky, finding a perfect deer, you know what I mean? Find a deer hide, fucking love nothing better than that. Feeding the camp, you know, going to see the trapper, getting him to make some outrageous fucking stuff. Graham Howard, welcome. Hi, Giro. I was the one that tried the RAM, turned the RAM on to Adidas 85. Now he loves it. Top 10 fragrances to wear while you're gaming. Lone Star Memories for Red Dead Redemption. If you look at my Lone Star Memories review, it's got a picture of Arthur. You know what I mean? That's just what it smells like. Just smells like that. It's brilliant. Like the stream, says Dusan. If you like to like streams, please don't let me stop you. Everyone is saying hello to each other. Justin, Paul Buffano, Graham Howard, Juro. Everyone's having a nice time saying hello to each other. Oh, dear me. Oh, sorry. So I did the Matcha Premiere second video today, in which I said that Encens Suave is quite nice. And the top is quite nice. It's really nice for about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then the incense dies off. And it turns into this. Essentially, it smells like Baby Cat by YSL. You know? I would be interested to see if anyone who worked on Baby Cat also worked on Encens Suave, because it's the same DNA. It's a very similar perfume. You know? It's very similar. So, Radical Rose. I like Radical Rose. It's a jammy, tart, sweet rose. Very nice. Very sort of like zesty, perky. You know, it's a lovely rose. I think the dry down might be shit. So if you could get, I know the family Guichard, have jasmine and rose fields. Sorry for yawning. They have jasmine and rose fields in Grasse. And that is... It's got to be his own rose. Surely he's using his own rose. Unless he's not. Reminded me a bit of Ostense's rose. And I can't remember what their rose was called. but it was lovely. So I really liked the Radical Rose. Encens Suave I liked at the top, but then it fucked off. I'm going to do a final impressions video where I just talk generally about my thoughts on the house. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. I don't necessarily want to hurt anyone's feelings or be a shit, you know, but the perfumes are they're fucking bait. You know what I mean? They are a bit crap, if we're being honest with each other. They have... they lack... It feels like he didn't enjoy making them. They smell boring. You know, they smell like he's bored. You know, like he's going through the motions. Oh, I better release my own brand. I'll see if I can make some extra money, sell it off like Kurdijan did. Smells like a business deal. You know? Not someone who's doing it because they're passionately fucking in love with it. Because they believe in it. That's what it smells like. It smells a bit crap. It's just meh. They're overdone. They feel like you're being bashed about the head. Like they've rushed in, they've thought, right, storyboard's probably not the right word. Derivative. The definitely smell derivative. They smell like somebody's come in with some data and said, right, people like amber woods, people like these particular ingredients, and then Guichard has... I don't even know if he was that involved with it himself, to be honest with you. You know? I know he's put his name and his like face to it, but it could be just to sell the brand. Like Alain Delon Pour Homme, says Dushan. That's what he's wearing today. Baby Cat is not that bad, not even that sweet for a vanilla, but nothing special. Not worth the price, says Paul Befemo. No, I agree. His only good fragrance was Casbah. He did Ferragamo Pour Homme, didn't he? That was a little bit, ugh. Vanagloria is the best of that style. Careful how you say duck hunt. Someone you don't like will think something's flying towards them, says Graham. What's Vanagloria? I don't think I've ever heard of it. If I ever hear about Creed again, I think I will vomit. So sick of that brand. House, whatever you call it, says Spaced Out. It's just fucking... We'll see. We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see what they do. You know. Spiritus Double Vanille is probably my favourite perfume. That is mostly vanilla, says James Crowder. Robes really likes that one as well. Justin just get the intense version. His only good fragrance was Casbah. Smells like a business deal, says Lisa. Yes. Good afternoon, Deva. How are you? Deva Counting Cigars. Casbah I like, says Paul Befamo. What else happened with Creed? Oh, they've been sold to Kering, the people who own YSL. But did you know that YSL's perfumes are made by L'Oreal? They're not even made by... Kering themselves. So who are Kering going to outsource the Creed fragrances to? If they go to L'Oreal, that's it. It's over. You know, it's over if they outsource it to L'Oreal. Like, Creed will be dead. I will announce their death. You know, laughable if they outsource. If Kering do that, it's the biggest own goal in history. I think they make their own Gucci fragrances, though. I don't know. This requires somebody who knows how to find shit out. which is not exactly my forte, you know. I hate Ferragamo Uomo though, says Justin Hyde. Oh well. I refused a job offer from L'Oreal. What, are you a perfumer or something? I would refuse a job offer from L'Oreal, the fucking charlatans that they are. Dirty bastards. They ruin every single fragrance brand they touch. In my opinion. Don't sue me, L'Oreal. Yeah, to say I'm not a fan would be a little bit of an understatement. What they did to Mugler was despicable. Fucking sensational brand. How's the picture? Is that any better? Changed the lighting a bit there. They recruit heavily from Parisian business schools. Oh, have you been to a Parisian business school there, Pradeep? That's interesting. I'll take your word for it, mate. Sorry, I'm just giving you all a bit of a filthy bastards. Handsome, sexy, dirty bastards. No, we don't play those fucking games here. Sorry, Michelle. Carrying Butte is a recent affair, says, is it? Is it really? A recent affair? I think Creed will soon release a new flagship men's perfume. I don't think they'll do a flanker as the next men's release source. I made it up, says James. Well, fair play to you, Mr. Crowder. Your honesty is refreshing. Most of fragrances are reformed and ruined to a degree from Chanel, Dior, and Creed, etc. Only Hermes doesn't ruin their stuff. Are your balls in a good position, says Mike? It's funny you mentioned my balls, actually. I think I'm due a bollock exam soon. Carrying Butte is a recent affair. Good evening, Manly Sense. How are you, sir? How is Manly Sense? I hope you're well. I like Ferragamo Pour Homme, just not Uomo, says, yeah, the Ferragamo Pour Homme. Somebody mentioned before it had fig in it. Bottega Veneta, Balenciaga, and Alexander McQueen are among the brands they laid their hands on. Yes, I had to come to study masters at a Paris business school in 2014 and continued working. So is that where you went? Is that where you could? Pradeep, you should come on one day. I should arrange an interview with you, Pradeep. I'm going to start interviewing people. Less of an interview and just mainly more of an interrogation and try and get you to crack. You know what I mean? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Mainly HRU. HR who? HRU? HR me. Stephen Tampton, welcome. I like Uomo. Signature. Dry ambroxan coffee cardamom. You want to try Valentino Uomo. Mr. Tampton. How goes it, sir? Richie G is talking to me about when he went into hospital and he had to shave his balls. Why are you doing that to me, Richard? Oh, this ball's so wet. My God. Why are you so wet? I have the Valentino Uomo Intense. Agree, I need to try the OG. I would love to hear from some of the guys in the chat. Great knowledge, says Antonio. Yeah, I wish I'd have a night where people from the chat can come on. Certain people from the chat. There are other people amongst you who I won't have on. I'm just kidding. I wore Bois d'Argent recently and got a kiss because I smelled so good. Now, that kiss was from a man and I'm straight, but it indeed did get me a kiss. I see. Was the other man straight? I mean, is it really gay if you're both straight? You know? There's a question. Yes. If two straight men have sex, it is indeed gay. I think. I'd like to hear from a gay person on that question, actually. Yeah, it was my friend, and he's a straight. He just likes to mess around. Right, no bother. That's very open-minded of him. If I manage to get a girl from wearing Coromandel, I will gladly report here, says Spaced Out. Good man. I hope you do get a girl from wearing Coromandel. Couldn't happen to a nicer Spaced Out. You know? I wore Beau de Jour today, and I can still smell it, to be fair. I can still smell it. It's very nice. It's got a very nice patchouli kind of... whatever the patchouli is, it's done very well. I pray to God it's not Aki Gala wood, and I've just made a complete bollocks of myself. I don't think it is. Now I question myself every time I smell a patchouli. Is this Aki Gala wood? And I mean, it's usually not. But it could be. Maybe. I don't know. Especially if it's a newer perfume. If Quentin Biche has been anywhere near it, it's definitely an Aki Gala wood. Do you know what I mean? That motherfucker cannot be trusted around patchouli. Outrageous. I'm looking forward to wearing Patchouli Noisette, but I reckon it's firmly in the autumn pile at the minute, like, friends. I don't know. Let us know in the chat if you have smelled Patchouli Noisette. Michael Harness, how are you? Ensalada is so bad. It's foul. It's really quite awful. If I managed to get a go, sorry. Oh, speaking of someone liking the way I smell, a while back I had an older woman obsessed with my Balenciaga Pour Homme. Balenciaga Pour Homme is a panty dropper, confirmed. Yes, especially the older panties. I need to get myself in close proximity to Liz Moores. She is fire. Good evening, Sir Duck. Michael Harness, welcome to you, sir. Hi, sweet fragrance family. Not too sweet, though. That motherfucker can't be trusted around patchouli, says Graham Mott. I need to try Reminiscence patchouli. The old Reminiscence patchouli is really good. I cannot and will not speak to the newer versions, but the old one's brilliant. I think there's something a little bit plasticky about the newer ones, you know. Now, Liz interview I would watch, yes. Every time she says she has to remove an item of clothing. Hi, sweet fragrance family. Do you know, I'm not familiar enough with her work. I could tell her the story about how I bought a sample set and then lost it and then found it and then lost it again over the course of like 2 years. I could do that. I'm sure she'd be enchanted by that. You know. It's somewhere. It is definitely somewhere. You know. Welcome, J-Rod. Biche is allowed around patchouli, but only supervised every other weekend, says Graham. I'm not sure that he is, you know. Social services have been involved. They say he's not allowed to go near the patchouli. I saw your video about Matcha Premier. I can see what you're saying, but I love Santal Austral because on my skin I can really get the woody, milky vibes and not so much the amber. Great performance also. Well, Marco, if you love it, be happy. If you love it, then that's the main thing. It's your money. It's your nose. My first impressions are exactly that. Mine. You know? It's good. I'll tell you what I'd do as far as fragrance reviews and first impressions and all that type of thing is concerned. I like to get to know somebody else's style and somebody else's sense and like what I like and what they like. And then, you know, even if I say I don't like something and you know mine and your tastes don't align, if I say I don't like something, it might be something you like. You know what I mean? So that's interesting. There are plenty of perfume reviewers whose taste I don't really like click with, like Eugene. Loads of perfumes Eugene loves. Eugene loves loads of floral perfumes and stuff like that, and I cannot stand them. They remind me of funeral homes. They remind me of... Yes, Graham Howard, that's right. Floral perfumes. Eugene loves them. That's his thing. That's what he loves. I like old masculine barbershop, fougere, aromatic fougere, vintage bottle sort of thing. Eugene's not that into that, you know? And yet you can learn a lot from people who you don't agree with. In fact, there's a good argument to say you will learn more from someone you don't agree with than someone you do agree with, you know? Because they'll see things and smell things that you don't. There's loads of stuff I've learned from Eugene. He'll be like, oh, do you not get the soapiness in this fragrance? And I'm like, no. And then like a week later, I'll be like, actually, yes, I do. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you another point of view. Influencer-friendly types would be sweating to come on with you. Yeah, they wouldn't. There would be fucking, they just wouldn't do it. It's a shame. Would love to hear your opinion on some of Liz's fragrances. I'm just going to buy another sample set, like, you know? That's what I'll do. Salome is a beastly thing. Vintage vibes. Yes. I'm not even a full vintage collector. I'm more contemporary, but share same values as the duck. Yes, you can have similar sort of ideas about what you think perfume is and how it should be done, and how, like, principles, but you can have completely divergent tastes, you know, based on exactly the same framework. It's pretty amazing. I don't think I have a particular style I love. It all depends on each fragrance. That's a good way to be. Greetings, Duck and friends, wearing Eau de Hadrienne in some hot weather, running errands and listening in. Welcome, Tripler. Liz Moores is the best self-taught perfumer, in my opinion, at least from the ones I have tried. Hans Hendley is also very good. Yes. Peter's good from Centauri. Self-taught. I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a massive blank. Pass. I must admit, like, I think most self-taught perfumers aren't very good. Tower, I don't know. I get a feeling Tower. I get a feeling Tower's had some kind of input, external input. You know. Salome is my number. Hey, Steph's masculine aromatic fougères. Yes, indeed, he says Steph's. How about Dusita interview? Yes, we'd all like to see Dusita. Great answer, thank you, says Marco. Alright, minimalism and benzoin, says Marco, I beg your pardon. And I found that in the fragrance. Even I agree that it's not complex nor has interesting evolution. Subscribed to the channel, says Marco. Thank you, Marco, and welcome. I hope you enjoy the channel. Brace for rants about the state of modern perfumery and lots of drinks of water. Like right now. Excuse me whilst I hydrate, my friends. And then excuse me whilst I dehydrate, because I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be back. Paul Parfemo, make sure nobody leaves. Close the door. I'll be back in a second. I'm back. Pop ephemeral. Let's see how you did. How many people bailed on the stream while I was away? It's very hard to corral the stream viewers. Oh my god, there's actually more. Pop ephemeral has brought friends. Well done. I shall have to keep you in charge more often. So, welcome back. Sorry if the silence was more interesting than me talking. Frog Guy. Carl, how are you, mate? Can I ask what is your favourite coconut scent for the summer? Easy. Santal Messiah by Hermes. I tried Chameleon by Zoologist and I like that, even though it might be pretty complex for my taste. This isn't complex. This is brilliant. You know? This is very simple but very, very good. It wears beautifully as well. You can throw as much of it on as you want. That's a 200ml bottle, and I often put on 10 to 15 sprays, and it's still not overbearing. It's absolutely fantastic. Try it first. You can actually get these things from Hermes, where you can buy 4 separate. You can buy 4 separate Hermes Essence fragrances for about 130 quid, and they're little 4ml bottles. 15ml bottles. Where the hell did I get 4ml from? The 15ml bottles. Here before you, I have Myrrh Eglantine, Agar Ebene, Epice Marine, and Vanille Galant. Fantastic. You can buy these separately as well, but it's a brilliant way to try Hermes Essence perfumes. While he's taking a piss, can someone reach through the USB port and grab his bottle of Gucci Envy for me, please, says J-Rod. You stay back. Okay, who else? Blind bought Cologne Aficionale, says Tripler. I do not recommend blind buying. It's very easy to spend other people's money. Do not. Try it first. Evening call. Brody, what? And I wouldn't spend good money on junk, says DJ. DJ Duck was interested in Tobacco. Tobacco is interesting if you haven't smelled a big slug of amber tobacco absolute before. Thanks, Dusan. I tried it and it's nice, though. It doesn't last long on me. I don't know if I want to pull the trigger on such expensive perfume, says Marco. Got 1 or 2 things planned, likely floral, says DJ. I'm considering buying Cologne Aficionale for fall or next spring. Too dry for me in summer. Fall, yes. Spring, yes. Summer, maybe. Could you wear this in summer? Yeah. In the same way you could wear Prada Amber Pour Homme, you could probably wear that. There's enough thickness about it. Maybe it's not on the coldest winter days. It's got this kind of ambery shizzle about it. Marco Morelli, you probably had the modern version, says Dushan. I heard that Tobacco Absolute has nicotine in it, or at least it can. Maybe it depends on the extraction method or something, says James. There was a rumour that an indie perfumer's perfume had ridiculous amounts of it and it sent someone to the hospital because they had nicotine allergy or something. Fuck. Cuir d'Orange would be my fragrance for life, says Spaced Out. In trace amounts, unless the moron made his own and didn't remove the nicotine, says DJ. Dusan says Spaced Out. You like the Hawthorne note in it? Greetings, Lipstick Bohemian. You are wearing a Scala in Indonesia. Welcome. How are you? Dushan says, no, Spaced Out says, Dushan, love it, love everything about it, can wear it every day, honestly. Have you got a big 200ml bottle? I don't know if they still do those 200ml bottles, to be honest. I've got a 15ml of it. It feels like you soaped up. Don't wash with water and let the soap dry out in the heat. Yes. Yes, it does, actually. What we got, right. Been wearing this Darren Allen after the rain this week. Juicy green honeysuckle for spring and summer. Lots of people seem to like him. I've heard a lot of people say they like him. I asked him if he shipped to the UK and he said no. No, I don't. So I've not been able to try it. Looking forward to try some samples I have on the way. The Hermes Essence 4x 15ml deal is 192 USD. Must have gone up since your purchase, or maybe Europe prices are better. Both. Capital B, capital O, capital A, capital F. Both. That is silly though. It shouldn't be $192. That's batty. I mean, I paid £180 for my 200ml bottle of Hermes Essence Vetiver Tonka. You know, that was a steal. You know, it was a steal, no doubt. It was a fucking great deal, but bollocks, am I paying fucking 192 for 60ml fucking 60ml of perfume? Tell them to shut up. That's an outrageous fucking price, that. Scandalous bastards. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that and how. Have you tried Le Bon Guibar or Sherry? No, I haven't. I don't think I've ever even heard of it. Did I watch Rachel's podcast with you? She mentioned Folia plus Quafka on the shore. I tried a sample, love it, says Lipstick. Yeah, she knows what she's talking about, Rachel. She knows what she's talking about. I tried Habit Rouge Privé, still don't like Habit Rouge, and the Neroli Vetiver Harvest is nice, but the honey, no, being massive is a bit of an exaggeration. Do you know what I get from that? I get hay. I get a lot of hay. Hay. You know what I mean? I get a lot of fucking hay from it. It's a big hay note. Hay there. You know? Hey, what's so wrong with you? Where is my videos? I've lost you all. Here you are. I like, Tim Wilcox was kind enough to send me a sample. Your legend, Tim. He was very kind enough to send me a sample of Neroli Vetiver Harvest, and it's nice. It's nice. Am I getting a bottle? I am not. It's got this dry hay kind of summer grass feel about it, you know. Parched grass, dry hay kind of thing. Not ideal, mates. Not ideal. You know. La folie à plusieurs shares quite a few perfumes with moth and rabbit. It's puzzling. Juro, you're going to have to say that again. I've got absolutely no idea what that said, mate. Ever tried Dentelate by Serge Luton? No. Not that I can remember. There are so many fucking Serge Lutons, it's hard to remember what's what. Duck, still considering Invasion Bar? Yes. I'm pretty sure I want Invasion Bar. but I need to write to the guy in deepest France and say, oi, guy in deepest France, Frenchie. Apparently if you write to him, he sorts you out. Like, he's a nice bloke, apparently. Fliss told us. Oh shit. So I've actually got it here, so let's try it again, shall we? Papillon, Tobacco Rose, Clune Keen, Clune Keen, Clune Keen. They're all Clune fucking Keens, aren't they? I'm going to try them next. Where is it? Lorenzo Villarezi Musk. Where the fuck have I put Invasion Barber? I think I know where I've put Invasion Barber. 2 seconds, friends. I'll be back. I'm actually not going anywhere. I'm just popping over here, looking for a Javoy sample set. This is what happens when you tidy things up. You don't know where you've put shit. You know what I mean? Aha. Aha. I think I found them, actually. Yes, I have. Right, it should be in this pouch. Ralph W. Welcome to you, sir. How are you? I haven't seen you before. You are most welcome here. I hope you have a good time. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Histoire de Parfum. That can't be right. There's Grossmith. Loads of these are Grossmiths because I'm going to do a family portrait on family portrait. Invasion Barbar. You bitch, you. You wait there, sunshine. Took this round to me mates and she was like, wow, that's amazing. I was like, yeah, it is actually, now you mention it, isn't it? So yes, I do think that's next on the old list. One of these Grossmiths has made a bid for freedom and we can't have that. Get back, you bitch. Right, here we go. So, fuck off. This amber is pushing hard. Very vanillic. L'Occitane Vanilla. L'Occitane's a fucking fabulous brand. Massively underrated. Massively underrated. Some of the stuff's a bit plain, but some of it's really good quality for the money. Ralph, salute to you too, sir, or madam, whoever you are. They finally brought back in Levement au Soleil. I don't know who that is. Probably do you prefer Invasion Barbar over Chypre Palatine? Amouage bring out a scent with blue in the name. I will immediately write to Hermes and tell them to shut up. Thank you, James. Tell them I'll sign that letter. Parfums to Nikolai's New York Intense. Prefer the opening and mid to the dry down, says PK. Nice. I'm still holding out hope that Jubilation 40 is going to be good, says James. I will certainly sample before buying, though. Yeah, I've lost faith in Amouage, to be honest. I mean, I was never a big Amouage fan. You know? Oh, God. Do you know what I'm not entirely overly enamoured with about Invasion Barbar? The fucking violet leaf note. It's just a little bit of a rascal. It's like, what are you doing here? Get out, imposter. You know? Imposter. I wonder if BlackRock regrets buying Creed for €1 billion. Hopefully Creed doesn't go downhill even more. Only time will tell. Fucking, hard to imagine them getting any worse than they are. Oh, it's a good fragrance, isn't it? Invasion Barbar. I'm still holding out hope that... Oh, sorry, I've read that. I've read that. Mark Buxton created a series of perfumes inspired by movies for a German brand, Moth and Rabbit. Now it seems that those same ones are part of La Folie à Plusieurs collection. Never heard of either of those brands. New York Intense is great. Good shout. Says I prefer Bois de Portugal, to be honest. I still need to sample L'Homme Ideal range and L'Instant. Have you ever heard of Italian brand Lorenzo Pazzaglia? No, he is a chef who creates very strong, fruity, summer-oriented extras. Here in Italian, Fragcrom is somewhat controversial. Not my cup of tea, says Margot. No, I have just pulled out a sample of Lorenzo Villaresi Musk, because apparently that's a huge rose fragrance. And Brad Pitt's signature scent. This is really good, actually, isn't it? It's a little bit strange at the beginning. That violet leaf is... It could have done with just not being there, if I'm being honest. Bob says, Pavarotti called, put me back in, coach. Certainly not. He's dead. Rich, if you buy direct, you get 5 times 12mm decants. Or for free, it's a fantastic deal. At least that's how it was a couple of years ago, says James Crowder. Then I will buy direct, by God. I was at the flagship for Parfum Nikolai. Yuck. You can't make all the decants the same perfume, but you could probably do 4 of Invasion Bar. 4 Invasion Bar and 1 of another perfume. I'll just ask him to put all these different ones in, and I'll try them. And then if I don't like them, I'll give them away, like I do with most of my sample sets. I've just remembered. I was meant to send them on as Warricanas to fucking Fliss, and I didn't. Scheiße. Bollocks. I will send them off tomorrow. Sorry, Fliss. My mum's coughing her fucking arse off. She wants to fuck off. Stay the fuck away from me. The last couple of times she's done that, she's given me a chest infection. You can't make all the decants the same perfume, but you could probably do 4 Invasion Bar and 1 of Chypropolitan, maybe? The pricing is not great with MDCI. No. Yerba Mate broke my heart, says DJ. The opening was so good, then it turned to candy. I love the... James Crowder, sorry, I'm going to read this. Your comment did not bore me. I was just had to yawn. I love the violet leaf in Invasion Bar. I think it'd be a little boring without it. It strikes us as the type of thing that I could get used to. It adds this kind of watery kind of like... this kind of mirage aspect to it. You know when you see... You know when you're watching F1 and you see the track like far away, and at the top on where it meets the horizon, there's like this kind of watery effect, the mirage sort of effect, you know, because it's hot, tarmac's hot. You get that mirage effect. Like violet leaf does that to a perfume for me. It gives this kind of mirage, like blurring the lines of, and it makes everything look a little bit wavy, a little bit like this, you know. Excuse me. Like some of Villaresi's, but not as musk, to be honest. Very picky when it comes to musk-centric perfumes. Apparently it's a rose. Product €400 for 100ml of Chypropolitan here on one perfumery. That can't be right. If I remember right, Villaresi's Vetiver has a celery note. I was looking at something today which had a celery note in it, and I can't remember what it was. Something had it was the Maître Parfumé Elegante from the other day. There's a Maître Parfumé Elegante, believe it or not. It's got a celery note in it. Excuse me. Probably they're quite expensive, but do you get 60ml? But you do get 60ml for free. Like some of Villaresi's, but not as musk. The ultimate horror musk is Cotton Musk by Connor. One gets the cotton tongue as soon as it's sprayed. I don't mind a celery note. Really, Yerba Mate turn a candy? I must smell it again. Maybe I didn't smell it till the end. Grande plaisir. Ah, yes, that's right, Ralph. Well said. Are you familiar with MPEG, as I like to call them? You're live. I certainly am, Eugene. I will reply to your message. I will listen to your message and then reply to it as soon as I'm finished. Bois de Turkey is really nice from MPEG, but no one talks about it. Yes, I intend to talk about these. I'm going to do the Grossmiths next, I think, and then I'm going to do the Maître Parfum Elegantes. Because that is a house. Those, along with L'Artisan Parfumier, deserve to be talked about. They're actually related. They were started by the same person. They've got the same father, you know. And that sample set's fire. That is fucking brilliant, that sample set I've got. It's not actually a sample set, you know, but that's what we'll call it. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Those two houses deserve more love. I think I prefer MPEG over, what's it called? I think I prefer MPEG over L'Artisan. That sweet powder in the end, pulp ephemeral, smells like a sweet from here in the UK. Bois de Turkey is really nice from MPEG, but no one talks about it. I love that one, Proudy, excellent. Iris Blue Gris, I've got that sample over here as well. I've got these 10mm samples. I don't know if you saw the last stream I did. But I've got loads this like commercial sample set, and there's like I've got like 15 10mm fucking perfumes in. Brilliant. Steamy Rose Hammam experience. That I don't know what Rose Hammam is. Tripler. Travel Discovery set. It's some kind of outrageous collection of 10mm bottles. Marley Senses, what's your favourite between Ungaro, Hom 1, 2 and 3? Which one's the vodka and rose one? That one is really understated, Ralph says, Juro. I reckon they have 5 ambers by now. Who? MPEG. They've got a good few ambers, like. Vodka is number 3. I think it's number 3 that I like the most, mate. Celery and peanut butter is a great combo. The question is, can it be done as a fragrance? That is an absolutely scandalous statement, Pat Lester. I've never heard anything so out there in my life. Celery and peanut. How did you come up with that? What led you to that combination? Who was the first person to milk a cow? You think on that? Not you in particular, Pat Lester, just everybody. And what were they doing? I know what I'll do. I'll milk a fucking cow. Give me that other bitch. You know what I mean? Someone is a fucking pervert. Worked out for the best in the end, though. That's a popular keto snack, says Prodigy. Is it? I don't do keto. I could probably do with doing keto. I need to shift some fucking bulk. I can tell you. Celery and peanut butter is a popular snack here in the US. That is outrageous. Only in America, baby. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Letting the cow milk you sounds like a wild night out. But you've had enough when you know when the cow's milking you, you've had too much time to go home. Anyone here tried Balmain Ambre Gris? Someone might have, but not me. I love celery with peanut butter on it. Eat it all the time. Big USA snack. I have never encountered that before. Do you just dip it into the jar? Like we do with rhubarb over here. You know, rhubarb sticks. You get the rhubarb out your garden, right? And you clean it, and you chop the ends off, because we're not pigs, right? And then you dunk it into sugar. People just dunk it into sugar. I don't do this, by the way, but it's something that they do over here. I don't know if you do that over here. This is like a cultural exchange program, isn't it? You know what I mean? Have you seen footage of the African tribe that primes the female cows with their mouths. It's deep. That is, I love priming female cows with my mouth, says James Prouder. Spread the peanut butter on the celery stick. Peanut butter good on apples too. What? Peanut butter on apples? My mind is gone. This is outrageous. Absolutely bonkers, this. I have had no idea these two things could be combined. Is there any other things you're keeping from with America? Have you got any other outrageous snacks? I always thought putting jam on your peanut butter was crazy as well. Just the amount of chewing and then trying to get the peanut butter off the roof of your mouth. Just effort, surely. Yeah, we don't like effort over here. Graham Howard spoken like a true Englishman there. You know what I mean? Sounds too much like hard work. I love peanut butter. I ate a lot of it, but never tried with celery, says Paul Buffemo. I like peanut butter, but I'm wary of it. There's a lot of power in the old peanut butter, you know. It's a strong thing. The strength in them, they're nuts. Just the amount of chewing, yes. DJ says, what disgusts me is when you see a nice meal on the internet and the animals dump cheese all over it. I like a little bit of cheese. I'm not sure I can fucking eat cheese anymore. I think that might have been what made me ill today. I had a pizza. And some soup. I had some vegetable soup. It was nice, but there was a bit of plastic in it, so they didn't charge us for it. The soup was nice, though. But, I mean, there was plastic in it, do you know what I mean? Peanut butter with a spoon is better. Cucumber peanut butter, pesto and hummus are also common keto snacks. To be fair, peanut butter in a smoothie works great, Rich. Outrageous. Bubblegum and graham cracker is the greatest combo ever. Galen's just fucked it. What did you call me, says Graham. In California, we eat chili and salt on our fruit. Gracias, Mexicanos. Chili and salt. Fry peanut butter. Oof. Grilled peanut butter and banana sandwiches. John Hodge. Have I had any positive encounters with dill in a fragrance? I don't think I've ever had any encounters with dill in a fragrance, full stop. Never mind positive or negative. I may have, but if I have, it didn't affect us so deeply that I remembered it. Do you know what I mean? Salt on a melon. Wow, says Graham. I think I've had salt on a melon before. Didn't Elvis die eating some of this stuff, says DJ. That was a hamburger, that. Another American delicacy. Americans do lots of strange things with peanut butter. We'll keep this a family-friendly show, says J-Rod. Now, we don't judge. We all do strange things. I wrecked my back and I'm eating ice cream, wishing it was fried. Good Lord! Fried ice cream. The Scots, right? Scottish people, right? Fry Mars bars. Deep fried Mars bars. They don't just fry them, they deep fry them. All right, they batter them. You know, like batter, you know, fish and chips where they've got batter on the fish? All right, they do that to Mars bars. No chance. Death trip. Same here on the East Coast. I discovered peanut butter last summer. I've gained 5 kilograms since. Is Helper Veno. Yes. I weighed myself the other day. I've gained about 2.5 kilograms. About 5 pounds, 5.5 pounds. I was fucking bereft when I found that. I was like, no. How is this possible? All I do is drink water and eat lion bars, to be fair. And I had a pizza for dinner today, but I'm not having anything for me evening meal. You know? Fuck that. You could theoretically deep fry anything, says Michael. Scott's have an unhealthy diet, fried chocolate, iron brew, and heroin. The heroin will keep the weight off you, to be fair. Rich, you now have to do some homework, but buy some celery and peanut butter and give us your opinion on it. It really does pair well, says James. I can't stand the smell of celery. It smells like coolant. You know, coolant for a car. Engine coolant. Peanut butter is excellent for neutralizing aggressive dogs. That's weird. Scott's having unhealthy on it. You could theorize. The fried ice cream is the best thing I ever ate in a Chinese restaurant, says Juro. It's not a high bar, though. I don't really care for Chinese food. Fried Mars bars, I don't understand how they're still alive. It's just fucking... It'll explain why they're so mad, you know? I never gain or lose any weight. It's impossible for me, says Juro. I am genuinely jealous. I wish I could just lose a lot of weight, get down to like a healthy weight and then stay there. My weight flexes all the time. I lost hope when some milkshake bar shoved a cake in the mixer. The motherfuckers will put anything in a fucking mixer. I like a plain old banana milkshake with a real banana and ice cream and milk. Like, that is really nice, I think. Just the right amount of fucking everything. Lovely. Second, celery and peanut butter. Not sure about raw rhubarb and sugar, though rhubarb is my favourite note in fragrances. Got to head out to work now. Thanks for the hilarious start of the day, says Lisa. Have a good day at work, Lisa. Rhubarb Écarlate by Hermes, by the way. Fantastic perfume. Take ice cream, coat with cornflakes, freeze for 25 hours, then deep fry for a minute, says Supply and Demand, who's just... What? Peanut butter stout? Do you know, for a second there, I thought that said peanut butter trout. Old Chinese recipe, I believe. Fried ice cream is quite nice. Old Chinese recipe. Do you know how long China's been around for? There's like records going back to like, what, 1100 BC? That's like 3,200 years. It can't be that old. The Chinese invented ice cream. They invented gunpowder, silk. They invented fucking paper. What was the other one? Gunpowder, paper, silk, and something else. The 4 Chinese inventions. The fucking the compass. Yes, I tried Victrix. China wouldn't exist by now if they ate all that shit. Lots of weird stout combos out there, says DJ. I can't drink anymore, mate. It just fucks me up. I'm weak. Stopped eating any sweets 2 months ago. I feel amazing. Half the time I'm not even hungry, says Spaced Out. I wish I could do that. I've got a proper, I don't want to call it a fetish. I've got like a proper fucking sweet tooth. It's ridiculous. I've had Scrapple Stout before. I love Scrapple. What's Scrapple? Dare I ask? Dare I ask what Scrapple is? Ecuadorians like peanut butter and fish. It's despicable. I stopped eating that China wouldn't exist. We have Krug nuts at my fancy mall near me, a cross between a donut and a croissant. I ate a croissant. It was a pan of chocolat. Scrapple is a Philly thing. I had a Scrapple Stout. Turns out Chinese invented almost everything. Well, they've been around for so long and there's so many people. The chances are if somebody's invented something, it's probably going to be a Chinese, you know? Very civilized place. 400 years ago, In the 1600s, China accounted for something like 71% of the world's GDP, man. Thanks, Paul. I forced myself to stop eating sweets. I was sort of addicted to that stuff, but I had to stop. Yeah, I would like to stop, if I'm honest. Like, I could do with not fucking doing that shit. Sauteed trout sounds oddly interesting. Sauteed trout. I should bring this back to perfume. Like, you're fucking me up here. I can't handle this. Sauteed trout. Fucking rhubarb and celery. Rhubarb and celery? Fucking peanut butter and celery. This is insane. I'll tell you what smells a little green like celery. Mugler cologne. It's a little bit too sweet to be celery, though. Look at that. What a bottle that is as well, by the way. And they threw it all away. Cheap as chips. This was 30 quid. £30 a bottle. It was brilliant. Incredible value. A mysterious S note. No, it wasn't semen. What are people's fave white florals this summer, says DJ. Rotten. Saute, the Indonesian peanut sauce. Saute sauce. I thought you said saute. I cry for all the people in the world who don't live in the mid-Atlantic and thus have never been able to enjoy Scrapple. Well, I've never enjoyed it. But then again, I've never smelled it, so... Well, I've never smelled it. I've never seen it. I don't know what it is. Closest I've come to wearing, let alone tolerating a gourmand, is when I wear Ambra Sultan. I love Ambra Sultan. I'm not a big fan of a gourmand, actually. I don't have many gourmand perfumes. I've got perfumes with some gourmands in them, like Patchouli Noisette, Jeu de Peau, but not really any gourmand fragrances. I think Patchouli's got certain gourmand facets, like bits going on, you know. It's an inherently gourmand note. It's got that chocolatey kind of thing going on, hasn't it? You know. Lavender is the best note, says Supply and Demand. Yeah, it's a very grown-up fragrance, is Invasion Barbar. Scrapple is all the leftover parts of a pig mixed up with cornmeal spices and turned into a loaf. You then slice it and fry it. Oh, Jesus, no. I couldn't do that. Because you'd have to cook the pig before you did it as well. This is no longer a food street. No, we can't. With this, we've gone down this hole before. There was one where I got like some of the most people watching us ever. You know, I was like half the size. I had like 1,000 subscribers, and I had like 1,000 subscribers, and then I was doing streams and regularly getting like 30 people. I had like 50 people watching when I was talking about food. You know what I mean? Yikes. Gourmands are only good for one season, says Micah. Only gourmand I have is Fahrenheit Parfum, and I like it, but never reach for it. I wouldn't have thought that was a gourmand. I don't particularly get along with Tuberose, but didn't mind it in Fougère Emeraude. I'm not a fan of that one, actually. I think that... Same with Iris Pearl. I wasn't a big fan of Iris Pearl, and I should have been, but I wasn't. I really like Iris Cendre. I like Iris Cendre and Heris. You know? The only one I have left is Amen. Yeah, I've got Amen. Iris is the best note, says Paul Femo. Put in the chat what you think is the best note. I don't know how to do polls. You know what I mean? Vijaga Hagish. Ambra Nogile, the best gourmand ever. Says Spaced Out. Got a sample of Oxford and Cambridge recently by Check and Speak. I want a bottle of this lavender juice. Jeremy wants some cucumber. Cucumber. Vitamins, minerals, very high number. Tuberose in the bin, says DJ. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Love that too. Try to mix it with a leaf of Moroccan mint. You'll get geranium pour monsieur, says Judo. Do you like chestnut note in perfumery, Duck? Not hugely. Sandalwood, says Proddy. Vetiver, says Mike. And Vetiver, says Pat Lester. Carnation, geranium combo, says Manly Sense. Oolong Cha and Ambra Calabria have been nice this summer, says Ralph. Queer, says Pradeep. You take that back. The weather's been foul here today, so I will beau de jour, but I'm not sure what I'm going to wear tomorrow. It's still been a bit muggy and hot. You know? Pardon me. How would you describe Sinan VO Duck? Shit is mysterious. It's good. From my first encounter with it, I actually really quite liked it. But I couldn't give you a description yet. It's leathery. It's like a carnation leather, vintage leathery type of thing. Nick Walker, welcome to you. How are you? Lisa says, I have rhubarb écarlate. Got lucky and picked up that 4x15 Hermes set with rhubarb plus basilic papure, orange vert, citron noir, all around for around £30. Bit of a bargain. I think that's an absolute steal. Scent of the day, geranium pour monsieur. Dry tobacco leaf note for me is your favourite note in perfume. Not many people put their favourite note in perfume in the chat, mind. There's a couple of shouts of vetiver, sandalwood. Probably cheated by giving 2. And he said queer. What's my favourite note? What do you think my favourite note is? Lavender, oak moss and iris. Well, you've outdone Brody there. Rhubarb écarlate is the best from that Hermes line, says Nick. Yeah, for me it is actually as well. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I actually think it is the best from that line as well. Eau d'Orange Vert's a good fragrance. Mint, says Nick. Not a bad call, actually. Oak moss for you, says Stephen. Cardamom, says J-Rod. I'm assuming that's for you, not me. Oak moss for me, probably. Patchouli as well. I'm a massive fan of patchouli. Didn't realise how much of a fan I was until about last year when I did a top 10. And I was going through my perfumes. Like I've got a top 10, it's not a top 10, it's a 10 patchouli fragrances. It's not a top 10. It's a 10 patchouli fragrances. And I thought, do you know what it is? I could do this video about 5 times over. You know what I mean? +1 tobacco leaf, says J-Rod. Civet, says Michael. The rhubarb, says Micah. You don't find rhubarb too feminine, says Micah. No, I don't. Vetiver, patchouli, iris, bitter greens, and leather. Fucking Juro's outdone everyone now with his favourites. He's picked 5. So if anybody wants to put 6 of their favourite scents, 6 of their favourite ingredients in, it's going to be a toss-up between patchouli, oak moss, leather. Thyme is underrated. Thyme is underrated. Clary sage is underrated. Rosemary is underrated. Amber Street, shut up, Stephen. Civet smells like toilet water. Unflushed. Robot metal note, says Tripler. No, Aki Gallowwood, says Pradeep, who was cruising for a bruising. Aki Gala wood. Don't tell Persolays that. Myrrh is underrated. Myrrh's a massively underrated. Well done, Nick. Nick Walker reading my mind there. Yeah, myrrh. Shitty oud, says Manly Sense. Not sure about shitty oud, you know. I've got one shitty oud. I like oud palau. Not necessarily the fragrance, but like palau oud is like is my favourite kind of oud, definitely. It's such an outrageous note. I would love to try natural palau oud. Monterey by Dusita is lovely. Elemi, Stephen Tampton. Elemi's an underrated, a good note. There's one perfume that had Aki Gallo that was kind of nice. Eldo Un Amoret. Dura Rose. I was going to say Serge Luton. Dura Rose is a fan of that. Elemi is also gorgeous. Yes, I had some Elemi resin somewhere, but it seems to have gone wateries. I don't know where it's gone. I think my mother's hided it. Oud is the worst, but because it's shit, not because it's shitty, but because I find it too sharp and arrogant. Arrogant, you say? That's interesting. An arrogant smell. An arrogant oud. Oud is the worst. Love the Elemi and Eau Sauvage Parfum 2017. Yes, I love that as well. It's fabulous. Too overpowering for me, says Paul Femo. Narcissus is the best flower, says DJ. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh. Frankincense. A good ambergris I wouldn't kick out of bed. Ambra Supreme. I thought about wearing that today, actually. Picked up Sartorial and quite surprised about honey beeswax. I love it. Honey's another favourite note of mine. A good honey, you know. Lemon verbena. Lemon verbena is one of my favourite light fragrance notes, you know. Scent of the day, Ambra Supreme. Sold Ambra Supreme, says DJ, thank God. Angelica root with cedar seems to work nicely, says John Hoy. Or John Hodge. Today I again tried Oriental Velours. It's really growing on me. I love Oriental Velours. That spruce note's outrageous. Lovely touch of honey in Chanel's 1957. Where is it that there's honey that I really enjoy? Lemon verbena and a good bar of soap. I'll tell you, Vervain as well. Vervain. Have you ever tried Vervain by L'Occitane? Ambrette. I'm not a fan of Ambrette. Wearing Ambra Supreme, great frag, says Graham Howard. Graham, I promised to send you a sample of something, didn't I? And I've completely forgot what it was. Though a Frederick Malle does 30ml bottles, says Nick. It's handy. They do 10mls as well. I've got loads of them. Got that Dries Van Noten up there. I could probably sell that for fucking hundreds of pounds. There's not very much of it left, actually, because I think a lot of it... Has it evaporated? No, it hasn't. I thought there was a lot less. Dries Van Noten. Shite. That's shit. You know what I mean? My spray's in the air. It's a lot fresher than I remember. It had this kind of milky sourness to it that I didn't like. It's definitely a synthetic sandalwood, though. Lemon verbena and Santos de Cartier is beautiful. Yes. Hiram Green has a beautiful honey fragrance. I'm a bit wary of Hiram Green. I smelled Hyde and nearly killed it. Oh, excuse me. The lemon verbena champ might be Boucheron Pour Homme. Can't get my head around Oriental Valeurs, just not sure what it's trying to get at. Does Geranium Pour Monsieur last long on your skin? Yes, but I spray it like a fucking madman. Oh, it was Vintage Derby. Right, reminders on again if I haven't done it by fucking Friday or something. It's only Tuesday today, isn't it? I keep thinking it's later than it is. Just going to take some tablets, my friends. I still don't feel right after today. You know? I still don't feel right. On a bit of a funny day today. I thought I would feel better. And I had a nap. And it's the second time it's happened in a week. And I'm a bit concerned that I'm not keeping things down. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. That is definitely some fucking dry water. Do I get 1 or 2 more perfumes? Get 2, 3. Add them together. It was Vintage Derby. I'll sort you out, Graham. I agree. Slow Dive is the best and most realistic honey and fragrance I've ever smelled. Says Guro. Love lemon verbena, Manly. You try YSL Lom Sport if you do. My favourite lemon verbena scent. Yes, there is magnolia in Heaven Can Wait spaced out. It is iris at the top, magnolia in the middle, musk in the base. I'm terrified. I mean, if this is a poor release, it really is fucking like go time for Frederick Malle then. And I've got a feeling this is going to be a really poor release. I think they're finished, like. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Magnolia is a fantasy. No, that's not my fantasy. Lemon Verbena and Caron Pour on Sport is massive, says Tripler. Need to spray Geranium Pour Monsieur loads for it to last. Leans on the weaker side. Yes, I mean, I was putting 10 and 15 sprays of this on. I think it's that kind of perfume. I know it's not cheap. Oh, what a perfume that is. I'll see how I feel about the samples. I've tried it, Steph. We'll make a note. I think Dior is finished. Chanel is the leader. I think Dior's finished. I think Dior's been finished. I think it's been finished for a while, like. If I'm being honest. Geranium Pour Monsieur lasts very long for me. Yeah, I get decent sort of performance out of Geranium Pour Monsieur. Dieu Privé is not cutting it. No, you're right. Couldn't agree more, actually. Could not agree more. How many sprays Pradeep, says Nick? I put on like 10 to 15, me. Hermes and Cartier are far more interesting than the rest, says DJ. Could be. I wish Guerlain would remove its head from its own arse, says Tripler. Some of their stuff recently has been fucking dire. Has it not? Impressed with Hermes H24 EDP. People have told me to try that. Dior was at their peak from mid to late 2000s. Amazing releases left and right. They did go through a bit of a purple patch. I mean, starting with Dior Homme up to about Queer Canage. So you're talking 9 years. You had Dior Homme Cologne, Dior Homme Intense. You had Ambre Nuit. You had Leather Oud, Oud Ispahan, Queer Canage, Mitza. Fahrenheit Absolute. Au Sauvage Parfum. Fucking Sauvage Elixir is decent for a 2020s designer. Probably, I'm going to ban you in a minute. I do actually think it's all right. Lavender and Tonka, you know, it's not bad, but the fact of the matter is it's what they've done is they've lowered the standard so much that they release a decent perfume and everybody goes mad over it. You know, they've managed the expectation downwards so much it's profoundly shit now. Like, the average perfume now is so much worse than the average perfume 30, 40 years ago. Don't get us wrong, there were shit perfumes 30 and 40 years ago as well. They're just... Ugh. L'Homme Ideal Extreme is my recent favourite. Love the transitions. Vasa made a gem here, says Spaced Out. Bo, 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 bo. Oh. Had a card in my pocket with a spray and it was all I could smell, says DJ. It is very strong, very potent fragrance, you know? Very potent fragrance. L'Homme Ideal Extreme is my recent favourite. Love the transitions. Vasa made a gem here. It was probably Delphine Gelk. Best post-2020 designer release, Rich. Pass. Fuck knows. You tell me. Still waiting on your thoughts on the reform of Ideal Extreme. Spaced Out, says Stephs. Best 2020s designer fragrance. Is there one? Probably not, if we're being honest. I don't want to... Do you know what it is? I don't want to partake in the conversation, because what it does is it forces you to rank things. And say if you did a top 90s designer list, top 10 90s designer list, and you did a top 2020s designer list, or a top 2010s designer list, right? Number one of both of those fucking perfumes, right? Oh no, sorry, let's do it a different way. Number 10 on those lists would not compete with each other, because the 90s one would fucking blow it away, because there were more better perfumes. Number 10 would be more like number 3 on the other, like the number 10 on the 90s list would be better than number 3 than the 2010s list. You know? 2010s was a bad year, the bad decade, sorry. The quality just went through the floor consistently over 10 years. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And now in the 2020s, we are literally living in that world, right? We're living at the bottom of that ladder, you know, snakes and ladders. We're living at the bottom of that snake, I should say, not that ladder. Perfume got better and better and better and better and better from like the 40s, 50s up to about the 90s, the 80s. And then fucking it just turned to shit very slowly at first. We stayed on the peak, or we're at a higher elevation. You know, may have gone over the crest of the hill in the 90s, but we were still at a high elevation in the 2000s, and then in the 2010s we started to really snowball down the hill. And now in the 2020s, it's like it's turned to fuck. Ulis Bahan is my only favourite from the Privé line, says Nick. Best post-2020. I just don't think there is any. Costume National Homme Parfum, says Prodigy. I need to smell that. I saw some caveman say he finished 2 bottles like 2 months after Elixir was released. Love the reform, it lasts all day, maybe just a bit more rounded than the red bottle, says Spaced Out. But no, I don't have to hunt down the first formulation, Spaced Out, says Stephs. And the 2000s were amazing creatively, much more diverse yet quality and interesting. We were still at a high level. I just think that in years before that, they were better. I mean, some of the highest achievements of perfume. I mean, you look at stuff like Dior Homme. You know, Dior Homme came out in the 2000s. You know, M7. These are just my favourites as well, and these are just my thoughts. You know, Prada Infusion Dom, Prada Amber Poro. Some of the Creeds. The exclusive lines started. I mean, Bois d'Argent. Bois d'Argent's one of the best perfumes of the century. You know? It's fucking amazing, man. I want that Davidoff classic Duck Got. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I've got a few bottles of that, actually. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Serge Lutens. Think of all the Serge Lutens that came out in the 2000s. Niche perfume really started up in the 2000s and then took off in the 2010s. You know? I thought Tom Ford for Men Extreme was an absolute standout. 2020 also had Le Leon Duck. It's been 3 years since that shit got queefed out of fucking Chanel, was it? Crap. Absolute fart. It's not absolute fart, you know. It's not. It's well made and it's good. I just don't like it. You know? Like, I know I give it stick, but, I mean, to be fair, if you're a regular, you know what I'm like now. I'll sit and say stuff shit as fuck. Black Monday, welcome to you. Have I ever seen you before here? If not, welcome. Please stick with us. We are nice, really. We don't always talk about shit like Le Leon, do we, Proddy? Rich, does it matter which version of smalt or ribbed or smooth? I would get the smooth one if you can. Smooth one was the original. Ribbed came later. I found some Prada exclusives on a Slovakian fragrance retailer, €100 for 30ml. Those are hard to find. That is fucking a Slovakian retailer. Fair play to you for finding them on a Slovakian website. That is some fucking dedication. And I applaud you. I love stuff like that. They are hard to find. They're very hard to find. There is one that's got, is it leather and styrax or leather and benzoate, something like that? It's a leathery number, but it's also a bit hard to find, you know. All the birds are singing. I see a picture I took outside my window last night. Chanel's Le Leon is pure sex, says Nick Walker. I mean, it could be that hate sex that people have, you know, and they fuck people they don't like. That would be me if I bought it. That would be me, like, fucking a woman I didn't enjoy, I didn't like. But took this picture last night outside outside my mother's bedroom window. That was at 10 o'clock last night. I don't know if you can see it very well. Hope you can. Some fucking sky, that. And then, on the longest day of the year, right, the 21st of June, so that was what? Last Wednesday, right? This was taken at 11:30 at night from the same place. That's how bright it was at 11:30 at night on the longest day of the year. Madness. Madness. Soon it won't be barely getting fucking light where it's already starting to get darker. Beautiful sky, incredible sky. I love a good skyscape. I really do. Almost a midnight sun, almost. If Costume National Parfum Homme didn't step on the toes of my Jubilation 25, I'd own a bottle. I do have a decant sitting in front of me though, says J-Rod. Awesome fragrance for sure. Fragrance recommendation for an office presentation, Vetiver by Guerlain. Do you know what it is? It's cliche, right? But I mean, it's fucking cliche for a reason. It's fucking brilliant. Like, it's absolutely brilliant for that kind of thing. If I was still going into the office, if I was like office bound, that's the kind of fragrance I would wear if they let me. Imagine how tragic that would be if they didn't allow perfume in the office. I'd be fuming. I think I'd quit. Vetiver, says Nick. Someone asked what the best citrus aromatic sort of thing was. I'm not sure how aromatic this is, but I'm loving this for citrus at the minute. This is fucking glorious for citrus. Paris Biarritz. Vetiver is gorgeous in that. Penhaligon's William Penhaligon. No, I haven't smelled it. I have not smelled it. This is fabulous, though. Prada fragrances are my go-to in the summer. Got tons of them. I need to wear my Prada Infusion Dome. Up here you are. I get something a little bit cedary, tobacco-y. Vetiver means jobless root. Oh, what have I done? I've pressed the wrong button. Here we go. Infusion Dome by Prada. Powdery. I don't get that much powder with it. Daniela Andrea. You could get 750ml bottles of this, you know. This is Infusion Dome by Parfumo. I will show you. There you are. You see? Infusion Dome turned into Infusion d'Irisidra. Neroli, Iris, Vetiver, Galbanum. Could be the Galbanum giving it. No, it's cedar. I get the cedar from it. Powdery notes, which is just bollocks. It's not a thing. Someone on eBay trying to charge £650 for a fucking 750ml flacon of Infusion Dome. Don't pay that. You don't need to pay that. That's silly. I got mine cheap as chips. Which one are you? Infusion d'Iris. See, I think it smells more like fucking Infusion d'Iris Cedra. Oh dear me, it's getting close to that time, friends. I do 2 hours usually. I'm amazed that you got 2 hours out of us tonight, to be honest. Nick Walker says, the way the French say vetiver is amazing. Have infusion de cedre. What do you mean? Dusan, here we go again. I have 200 ml of it. Quite nice, says Pradeep. There's an infusion de vetiver as well. There's quite a few of those infusions by Pradeep, by Prada. Pradeep's setting up shop. And most of them are nice. Prada's a good house. Prada's one of the best designer houses. Absolutely. It's just not it's not like Luna Rossa and that. They're shit. They can fucking eat a fucking a bumhole. They are awful. L'Homme infusion. Is it infusion? No, it's not infusion. It's Prada L'Homme. Prada L'Homme's all right. It's a little bit safe and uninspired, but it's all right. All the incessant flankers are just, it's just gross. But I like the Prada style. You have Voyage de Hermes, Duck? No, I don't. I do not have Voyage de Hermes, Duck. Friends, if you would like to like the stream, please do not let me stop you. I would not stand in your way if liking the stream is something that you would like to do, if it's something you've thought about before but you've never done it. You thought to yourself, oof, not sure how I feel about liking the stream. Please, try it once. You never know. You might enjoy it. Who knows? There's only one way to find out, isn't there? Foskio, how are you? Voyage de Hermes EDT, that's mine, says Dushan. Pradeep's having a laugh. Oh, this water tastes funny. I thought I heard the phone ringing there for a minute. Better not be ringing. It's about 10 o'clock at night. Piss off. The fuck you doing ringing the house? That's the first thing I would say if somebody rang my house at 10 o'clock. I mean, what the fuck you doing ringing the house at 10 o'clock? I wouldn't even say hello. I mean, what the fuck are you doing? It's 10 o'clock at night. Someone better be dead. You know what I mean? Fuck that. Scaring people, ringing them at 10 o'clock at night. Fucking freaks. I don't know where that came from, to be honest with you, bloody hell. I think I might wear Christian Lacroix Tumulte soon. You know, I've also got that Amouage Attar, very summery. Very summery, you know. Beautiful smelling thing. I just swipe that all over myself. Fabulous perfume, that. Invasion Barbars going on the list. I think that's going to be the next thing that I buy. What else? Does anybody else want to remind us of something that I should be buying? Or something I've said I was going to buy and haven't yet? Something I haven't worn for a while. I'm going to wear some of the stuff that's in my decants because I never reach for them enough. I should wear Eau de Hermes, Tabac Doré. I'm not buying that, for God's sake. Don't be silly. Floris Elite. No, I'm not buying Floris. They're all right. I mean, they're better than most stuff that's out there, but I smelled the bergamot one. That was really nice at the top, and it just turned into a fucking invasion barbar. I must have missed the enlightenment. You must have. It happened it happened a couple of weeks ago, and then I've talked about it a couple of times, and I've been like, yes, I think I'll buy that. And then I went round to my mates, and she loved it, and then I was like, yeah, it is actually really good, isn't it? It smelled fucking really nice on her, to be fair. And I was like, yeah, that's nice. Bastard. Sorry, I just fucking hurt myself a little bit. So Invasion Barbar, I'm not sure how I feel about Sheep Rapalatan. You know? I could do with a sample of it. You know? I'm going to say, is there anything else from the brand you would recommend? Because you get those 512ml decants, don't you? If you buy directly from them, that's a lot of extra juice. I mean, you want to be getting a lot of extra juice considering the price he fucking charges. Queer Garamanti. Try La Belle Helene. La Belle Helene. Well, I like these perfumes. Spaced Out says, if I lived in England, I would go and try Poivre 23. Sounds really interesting. I like Natalie Lawson. Why can't you try it where you live? Sheep Rapalatan is perfect overture for the opera Carmen. I'll take your word for it, mate. La Belle Helene has a pear note. I pears now, shit like that. Shout out to all the pear. Shout out to all the pear. What the fuck was Rick Ross thinking? Poivre 23 is a city exclusive for London. Le Labo. Oh, fuck Le Labo. I don't know how Le Labo have got to the position that they're in either. You know what I mean? Some of it's just pot luck because it doesn't really make much sense to me. You know? It doesn't make much sense to me. Fucking the Lobos are a bit shit, really. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Lobo, to be honest. My chat is not loading. Slabo, weak. Hipsters nurtured it. How do you get a hipster to nurture something? You know? How do you get a hipster to nurture something? Sounds like the beginning of a joke, that, doesn't it? La Belle Helene has a beautiful gourmandy iris. Rich, we love you, says Pradeep. Cheers. For your honesty. All right. I want to drink Sheep Rapalatan. I love it so much. Drink it, you mean? Yikes. If I lived in England, I would try Poivre 23. I don't like the Lobos, to be honest. I think they're a bit crap. Well, friends, it's that time again. It's been 2 hours, and I am tired, and my voice is croaky, and my back is sore. My fucking stomach feels weird again. So I'm going to go. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for liking, if you have liked the stream. Thank you for donating. Thank you for commenting, keeping me company for the last couple of hours. I very much appreciate it. But now, the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. I've streamed a stream that's full. Oh, bollocks, I'm not going on with this. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I appreciate it, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.